So now we transition over to college football, conference realignment real quick, real quick. I know. So we get into this mode where we talk about it and it doesn't stop. So let me just get on this one real quick. And hopefully I don't have to talk about it for a while after this. So, I've been talking about the Big 12 open for business. Is Florida State and Clemson going to get the call? What's going to happen here? So of course, the goal as a Florida State Clemson fan, alum, someone in the administration is to get to the Big Ten or the SEC. Well, the SEC, you got a little problem, two problems called Florida and South Carolina. They don't want you taken away from their pie. They don't want to share with you. I mean, hell, Florida State had to play Florida at Florida the first 6 times of the series. Like no love lost there. Obviously, I don't have to get into that. My first email, I hate the Gators at yahoo.com. But I digress. The Big Ten, looks at it and says, y'all got too much baggage right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of your commitment with the ACC, right? And then we may have a place waiting for you. So, with that being said, that's where the focus has been. Big 12. If the Big Ten isn't going to jump on Clemson and Florida State, maybe you should. But we all know that would just be temporary anyway. Big Ten contract up in 2031. Come back to the negotiating table. Give me Florida State, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Virginia, maybe North Carolina, whatever. Give me these schools so I can expand, add the Big Ten network in some new markets and XYZ, blah, blah, blah. But what if you're at that next level of ACC? What if you're Louisville, who has history with Cincinnati, who was in the American with UCF, who has some semblance of a rivalry with West Virginia? What if you're Louisville? What if the Big 12 calls you today? What stops you outside of the grant of rights? Because, Clemson and Florida State's challenging that right now. So let's just say, fast forward, grant of rights goes away or, is found to be illegal. ACC can't touch it once you're in another conference. Then why wouldn't Louisville go to the Big 12? Bring their basketball brand with them to go on top of a school that at least cares about football, as opposed to, say, Wake Forest or Duke, who are just too small to be in this conversation, as opposed to Syracuse, who was once a mighty name and now doesn't resonate. What if you're Pitt? Backyard brawl is a conference game. So is there something that we're missing because we're focusing on Florida State, we're focusing on Clemson, to a lesser degree North Carolina? I haven't even really heard Miami's name mentioned. What do they got to say about this? So, obviously I have no intel at this point, but if I'm behind closed doors and I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, I'm saying, why not us? Do unto others before they do unto you.